So I'm going to share with you guys how to create wealth with cryptocurrency on only $1 to $10 per day without guessing or stressing. Does that sound cool? Okay, cool. So the biggest problems with investing are number one, how much do you invest? Two, when do you invest? Three, where is the market going? And four, what if you're wrong and lose all of your money you can't afford to lose? Like, let's just say I had $10,000 and I put it into Matic at that top over, or as we're starting to climb back up, and then I saw my $10,000 turn into almost half of that or less. Would that freak me out? I mean, as most newbies, you probably would have got out. As a matter of fact, even I would have. I would have had a very tight mental stop, probably just below that other range. But the reality is, so I would have lost a little less money than maybe your newbie. But even then, I still lost money, right? So how do you predict if something's going to happen? You don't. Number one, two. How do you know how much to invest? Do I invest the full 10,000? Do I invest 1,000? Do I invest now? Do I invest later? Do I even know where the market's going? I can take a best guess. And then if I lose that money, man, it hurts. So our requirements when creating a tool, right, were actually six things. The first was to create a tool that anyone with little to no experience could use to outperform 95% of traders and speculators. Two, to ignore the charts, candlesticks, indicators, and volatility in any market so you can rest easy at night, never having to look at the price of your asset and still remain profitable. Three, to create a tool that tells you exactly how much to invest every day or week, which takes the stress away in guessing which direction the market will go. Four, to minimize your risk and exposure to downside, even if you started buying crypto at or near the top of the market. Five, to buy a crypto at or near the bottom of every single major swing or trend. And then six, to make investing easy, simple, and fun for the average Joe. So those were our requirements when doing this thing, and we went ahead and studied about six different. And I'm not even kidding, we really did. Like, I put time in with my partner to study about six different methods of investing when it came to growth strategies, when it came to value investing strategies, when it came to obviously dollar cost averaging, when it came to there were two others or three others that I'm kind of skipping on, but there was like a buy and hold, there was long-term investing, and all of them work well if you invert, and this would be considered a long-term investing type strategy. But dollar cost averaging is really what we're talking about here. Let's see here. Dollar cost averaging is a strategy where you invest your money in equal portions at regular intervals, regardless of which direction the market or particular investment is going. So, in the example that I have below, right here, you can see at $100 per unit, whatever this stock is, let's say it's a stock, you would have invested $100. And let's just say this is week two, this is week three, this is week four, this is week five. You notice how the price is moving up and down. Well, in most typical dollar cost averaging strategies, I just put $100 here. I'd put another $100 here. I put 100 here, 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 so on and so forth. Well, with a unique, or a better yet, what I like to call a dollar cost averaging strategy on steroids with actual math and an algorithm, you would actually put less in every single time the market moved up from that point, and far more in as it moved down from where either you got in or an all-time high or wherever your math tells you to. The reality is, the more that you buy as things go down, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to average out, and your average cost per share in this situation, because the market was way up, it was way down, it was about equal and the same. On average, the price that you bought in at was 90 right here. Why? Because you're just adding up all these numbers. You're buying way more at the bottom, way less at the top, but you're still buying every day and you're still staying consistent, right? So in other words, your purchases occur regardless of the changes in price for the stock or other investment, potentially helping reduce the impact of volatility on the overall purchase. Yeah. So Jonathan is saying aggressively buy the dip and be patient. I totally agree, man. In this last dip, we've had to be patient, huh? So right here, this can serve as a risk management trading strategy if you end up buying more when the price is relatively lower and buying less when the price is relatively higher. So how do we do that? How do we take a math algo or something, and that we've worked hard to develop to do that? Oops, let's go back. So it's safe for the average Joe. It saves you time. It's far more effective. It guarantees your average cost per share will be lower than the average market price. And this is the most important thing for me, obviously, as an investor in cryptocurrencies. your time in the markets actually beats timing in the markets, right? So you could have the perfect timing, and I've seen this happen over and over with my friends. It's happened to me, being in for more than like 3.5, 4 years in crypto now. I've been in at better times than I am now. But I've also gotten out when I didn't really understand what was going to happen, because of all the uncertainty and FUD and I need to take some money off the table and profit taking, all that stuff. Well, the reality is, at the end of the day, if you believe in a product or a crypto or a company, right, your time in the markets beats your timing in the markets. I had a better time 2 years ago to invest in crypto, right? As they say, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. Well, the reality is, if you start now in good, sound, quality projects and products, you're probably going to do better than the guy who continues to try to time the market. Does that make sense? So here we are on Matic, and obviously, we're looking at the price. We dumped way down below. And let's just say we got in at the all-time high, right? Let's say here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure that we X out of this. Yes, and we're just going to keep Matic on the chart. We know where it went. And let's just say we started investing at the all-time high right here. So what is that? Well, let me do this, okay? And we're going to do a daily chart too. Guys, really pay attention here because this stuff's cool. I just don't want the all-time high to be like, I need to know what this point is. Let's see here. Okay, so this point right here is, and if you guys here, I'm going to toss this in the chat right now so we remember. See the high right here? Let me go a little tighter if I can. Oh, no, I'm doing it to the chat. That's hilarious. Here, let me make sure it's on here. Okay, cool. So you guys can see this, right? This is a better way to look at the chart. The all-time high here is 0.04270. 0.04270. Okay? That's the price that I'm going to look at. In other words, I'm going to start investing essentially right here. Let's just say I was the dummy, right? And obviously you don't know where the market's going. It could have gone lower too. So this isn't the point. The point is, I'm just going to start investing at the all-time current high. I'm that guy. And I'm investing this day, this day, this day, freaking out right here. This day, this day, this day, so on and so forth. I even invested all of these days. So technically, I'd be way, way down if I started investing here over a period of at least 30 days. Let's just look. Really, it wasn't until way, way out. I mean, we're talking from December to here. I mean, look at this. This is almost a year, guys. So for over a year, I've been investing. Let's see how long it took. This is crazy. Do you have that patience? Over a year to get to a basic break even. Could you buy product that is down, down, down for over a year? This is 417 days, guys, to get to essentially a break even. Could you do that? Would you? I don't know. Like, for me, it'd be very difficult. This is why I don't want to have to look at a chart anymore. Where's the price going? Man, it got lower here. We could paint a new lower low right here. It could have done that, guys. It literally could have dumped right to here. And you're still buying that dip. And you're like, when does the dip end? Well, in this case, the dip ended after 417 days. So here we are. We're looking at this chart. We don't know where it's going. All we know is that it took us a long time to get to a break even. That's fair. Okay. And this is a great crypto product. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull up the tool. Let's do this. I have 2 on there. Don't worry about that. I'm going to remove this blue line because that's the hold line. That's how much you're buying, holding for that price. And we're just going to pull this up and we're going to look at the product right here. This is it. If you never looked at another chart again, this is all you would need to look at. Essentially, I believe, seriously, as long as TradingView is still around, or any other trading platform is, this is all you would ever need. I'm going to put a few lines on this thing. You see these spikes right here? Right here? And you guys are going to start to understand this here in a second, okay? I'm going to put these lines right here, here, and let's just do one more right here. Why on the spikes? You're going to see in a second. So you see this number over here? That's an actual dollar amount. That's it. It's not some weird number that, like, some of these indicators have. That's a specific range on some sort of a move away from the regular moving average. None of that crap. This is all it is. $2.93. That means that day, all you buy is $2.93 of Matic. On this day, which would have been April 30th of 2021, you would have bought $1.27 of Matic. On this day, December 23rd of 2020, you would have bought $3.81 of Matic. So can anyone afford to do that? I'll give you an example. I drink about $6-7 worth of drinks every day. I drink, excuse me, a Starbucks coffee or any coffee for that matter, and I usually spend about $3.50 on that minimum, and another $2.50 to $3 on just like another really healthy, typically a kombucha, a yerba mate, whatever. And I just like sipping on things during the day. That's a part of my enjoyment out of life. And I'm not saying that you should dump that stuff to invest. Enjoy life. Like that's why we invest. It's more so the fact that if I can afford to do that, I should be able to afford to do this. Julian, some of you guys know him that are on the call. He's a business partner of mine. He at one point was telling me that he had a friend and a mentor who used to do the same thing. He said, man, from now on, and actually, no, excuse me, and Alex as well. They were like, here's the reality. I'm starting to learn that like investing is important because you don't really recognize the fruits of your investing until later on in life, right? Or even years and years down the road. But eventually, it typically does pay off if you invest in the right things. He was saying for every 20 bucks I spend on clothing now, I go and buy $20 of a quality stock, and typically it's a clothing brand, because now I not only buy the clothes, but now I own a piece of that company that sold me the clothes. And that's a really cool way to think about investing. And so for me, it's like, man, like how much do I spend every day on enjoyment? I'm enjoying a coffee. I'm enjoying something. Well, I should equally be investing in something that's going to produce me more income over the long term. Am I right or right? That's why we invest, guys. And so it's not hard to invest $3.80 a day. The reality is you're just not disciplined. That is it. Okay. So now we're going to draw some lines here. And let's just say right here, obviously we gave you that example. On this day, November 4th of 2020, you would have invested $5.04. On this day, March 16th of 2020, you would have invested essentially $8.59. And then we're just going to do one more example. Okay. And the reason I'm picking out these spikes is you're going to see here in a second, which this spike essentially is the same as this spike. So both on August 4th, and we're just going to draw a line there, August 4th of 2019 and October 6th of 2019, you would have invested $6.33. Okay. So now we're just going to remove these diagonal lines. You can see how much you invested each one of those days. We're going to keep these these vertical lines here on the chart, and we're going to remove this indicator so you guys can see where that aligns the price. So you spent more money here than any other day, March 16th of 2020. Okay. I mean, if I really wanted to get perfect, we could probably like make sure that it's really on there. That's the day. Awesome. Would you look at that? You spent more money and bought more Matic on this day with $9 essentially than any other day in the time that you've been investing. If you were in during these times, you would have bought more Matic here and here at the actual bottom than you did up here. How much did we buy here? Let's find out. A lot less. We only bought $1.30 versus $6. And here's the reality. It's not like, okay, $6, is that really going to do anything for you? It can do everything for you if you're in at the right time. Okay? Let me prove it to you. We're going to remove these lines now. And I'm going to show you the math behind this. How much Matic did we accumulate for all these small little buys over extended periods of time? Let's look at this one now. Look at that. This price point was lower than almost everything in the range up until this point right here. And it was lower than this one right here, which is why we invested more right here than we did here. Do you guys see that? Awesome. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to take this data and download it into an Excel spreadsheet. Hold. And you guys can see this blue line is the hold line. For that price, this is how much Matic you bought. It's kind of insane. This is where things get really, really exciting. Okay, so you don't need to worry about that blue line because it just tells you how much you bought for that price. But now we're just going to export this chart data. Okay, and the reason I have the all-time highs, and I'll explain it here in a sec. Let's go ahead and pull up a Google Sheet. Are you guys with me here? Let's see here. I know sometimes I don't really pay attention to the crew. Okay, cool. You guys are here. Awesome, awesome. Let's go ahead and export that chart data onto a Google Sheet. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing schedule with. I was supposed to do blank. Let's go back. LOL. File. Open. Upload. Bam. Okay. So you remember when I said first and foremost, you know, we're not the luckiest people in the world. I mean, we did get in earlier compared to other people, but let's just say you got in here and now you feel like a big old dummy for over a year. Like, let's ignore all of the data before this point. Well, first and foremost, we want to verify, is the data correct that we just downloaded? What does it mean? Okay, well, let's find out real quick. And this is how you prove it. Let's draw a line right here on the very first day. Okay, this is an entire day. The open and the close. I don't care about the wick right now. So we opened at 0.0026 around there, that range. Let's see if it's correct. Open right here. This first point of data. Doesn't matter. Don't worry about the time. Just look at the open. 0.0026. The close. 0.0054. The close. 0.0054. Okay. So we know the data is correct. You could look at the next day, watch, it's going to be an open of 0.00542 or something like that, 0.00543, and then it closed just below that at 0.00521. So let's see, 0.0052. Yep. Okay, cool. So all the data is there. So it's essentially just taking all of this data, right, including the indicator data, and saying, here's how much you bought on that single day. Here's how much you've accumulated. Here was the open, here was the close, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the, now what we're going to do is we're going to delete all the data up until that point that we had mentioned. Let's find what that point is, 0.04270. So in other words, we didn't start investing until right around here. Okay. So we had to delete this data because we never spent $2.29 to buy 420 LOL, right? 420 Matic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that data up until that point. So here, I got to find it though. 0.0427. Wait. It is 0.04. It's 0.004, isn't it? Maybe it's 4. Yes, it is. Well, it's got to be these days right here. So 228 days in, that makes sense. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this as my first day. I got in, I'm at the top, I'm the dummy for over a year, I'm down. Okay. Everyone following, do you have questions about that? I haven't bought the days previous. That's why I'm deleting that data. Now I'm just gonna take all of this data since that point in time and drag it all the way to the top. Okay. Shift. So now and we'll see how many days I've been investing for. What I'm going to do is take the data and add it up. Okay, so we have, since we're starting on square 2, how many days of data do we have? 569. So 569 divided by 365, which is the amount of days. We've been investing for 1.55 years, okay? So we're going to write that down at the very top. We've been investing for 1.5 years. Let's just do 1.5 years investing. Actually, I'll move that over right over here. This is a 1.5 year investment. Can we do that? Okay, let's find out. The price of Matic is, well, let's find out again. Right now, we're way, way down. How far down are we from the top? Let's find out. This is really cool stuff, guys. This is where I really want you to pay attention because the math is about to get really exciting. From the all-time high, we are down, well, currently 57%, but we did dump at one point here not long ago, 72%, and then another like 65% from the all-time high. So that's a long way down. Again, for comparison and context, the stock market crashed. It was the worst in history in March of 2020, and that was only a 37% drop. Again, there is a lot more money in those markets. Eventually, we won't see dumps like this in cryptocurrency markets, but as of right now, that is a massive way down, even though it doesn't look like it. Let's pull it off the log chart. Look at that. That is what happened. We're currently here. It's kind of nuts, guys. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and leave that way. And now we're going to say the price of Matic is $1.14, 1.14. Okay. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to see how much money did I invest over the period of 1.5 years. And currently, Matic is sitting at $1.14. And I want to see how much my portfolio value would be if I just invested using this math. Okay, not thinking about anything, not looking at the charts, not guessing, not wondering, not trying to outsmart the market, but just looking at a stupid number on an indicator and investing that day. That is it. Okay, so we're going to do total invested. We're going to do total Matic holdings. So how much Matic do you hold for what you invested? And then finally, we're going to look at total portfolio value. That's it. And then we're going to look at your profits and all that stuff. So we're going to add everything up in this column. So for example, again, for $1.20, you bought 28.9 Matic. For $1.47 the next day, you bought 43 Matic. For $3.27, you bought 190 Matic, so on and so forth. So we're just going to add up all of your buy today. This is how much you'd invested over that period of time. $1,574 divided by 1.5 years. Let's see how much you invest per year. How about this? Per year investment. Okay. Equals, all we're going to do is take this number divided by 1.5. You're investing not even $100 a month. Okay. Equals this number divided by 12, because that's per month. Per month, you're investing $87 a single month. That is it. Can anyone afford to do that? Let's see how much that is per day. Equals this divided by 30. $2.9 average per day. Can you afford to invest $2.9 per day? Well, let's find out. Is it even worth investing $2.9? See how much Matic we accumulated. Equals sum. We're just going to take all of the Matic that we've accumulated over that period of time, add it up. 81,000 Matic. Well, 81,000 times the price of Matic equals, and we're still way, way down. This isn't even the $2.70 it was at, right? We're just going to add, or excuse me, multiply that number by the price of Matic. And your current portfolio is sitting at $92,518 over 1.5 years. Isn't that crazy, guys? Toss a 77 in the chat, 777 in the chat if you're excited about that. I gotta get some new numbers, maybe 111. Toss 111 in the chat if you're excited about that. So what would your profit be? You guys starting to realize the power of this? Can anyone afford to invest $2.90 per day over 1.5 years to have $92,000 sitting in an account? If you can't, I mean, you just don't care. Like, you're not cut out to invest. You're not cut out to trade. Because if you don't care about something like this, I can tell you right now, I show wealthy people this. I've shown rich people, multimillionaires, this product, and they all salivate over it. Why? Because they care and value money, right? They actually value money. They look at investments like this. This is This is massive returns. They don't see these types of returns for the amount of money they invest in real estate. They don't see these types of returns in their typical, traditional finance investments. Their hedge funds don't return them these types of returns. Why? Because hedge funds have tools like this, I'm sure, of their own. They're proprietary. They use them, return themselves a ton of money, and then on top of using their customers' money, and then give them back the chump change. That's it. Here's your 8 to 12 measly percent while we take away the 100%, the 20%, the 70%, however shitty or good they did that year. I mean, it's pretty nuts, guys. How much did we profit? Let's find out. Where did that just go? That's weird. Did you guys see that? I didn't delete it. How much did we profit? All we're doing now are total portfolio value minus how much we invested, because the money we invested is not profit. We profited $90,000. Our percentage gain on what we invested would be, let's find out. We're going to take this number, right, divided by that number, okay, equals this number divided by how much we invested. We're up 57x. In other words, we're up 57.74%. 5,774% is our gain on a product like Matic. Okay. Here's what's so crazy, guys. This is just one product. You can do this across the board with the best cryptos in the game. Right now is a great time to invest, period. Like, there's no better time to get into the crypto markets than right now on the majority of products, because we're way, way down from the all-time highs. Okay. Now, what was our average buy-in? At what price did we average buy all of these Matics? Let's find out. How do you do that? Well, we just invested $1,500 to accumulate 81,000 Matics. So you do the math. 81,000, right? 1,500 divided by 81,000 equals this number divided by $81,000. Your average Matic bought was just under 2 pennies, 0.0194. 0.0194. So let's draw that line and disprove it. 0.0194. Let's find out where that line is. Look at that. I started buying here. I bought all of these days, of course, but I've spent almost as much time buying every single one of these days. Every day that I've been in these ranges, I bought all of this, guys. And somehow all of these days combined with all of these days averages out to where every single Matic only cost me under 2 pennies. Let's find out if that percentage gain is true. Remember 5,700%? Let's see if that's true. And it's not going to be perfect because it's really hard to get the lines perfect, and the price is fluctuating as we speak. But there we are. 57,777. 57,777. Look at the percentage. 57.74. So within 3% that I, if I wanted to be perfect with the lines. So the math works out. It lines up. You invested $1,500. You're sitting on $92,000 just with Matic. I'll give you guys one more example. Let's just find another one right now. I don't even want to look at Doge. You'd be stupid rich. I like Elrond. Does anyone else like Elrond? I don't know if you guys know what this is. It's a great crypto product, though. Okay, so this is the chart over the last 2 years, since August or July of 2019. So this is a 2-year chart. Let's just use all the data to make life easy, okay? I'm going to pull the indicator up. Cool. And we're just going to export that chart data. Bam. We're going to create a new file. I'm going to do this really, really quick, okay? So you guys can just see the numbers. Open. And now we're just going to upload that data right here. Okay, let's verify. The open was 47 cents. The close was, holy smokes, $6.79. 47. Let's just get closer so you guys can really see that. Open was 47, close was $6.70. Perfect. Okay, so all the data is there. I always verify. That's the first thing. Let's look at the price of Elrond. It's sitting at $72.79. EGLD. Okay. Let's write that down right now. 72.7. Okay. That's the price. We're going to look at total invested. Right. We're going to look at EGLD, which is Elrond Holdings. How much do you hold? And we're going to look at total portfolio value. Okay. And I'm just going to grab these guys. I was like keeping things clean, so it's a little further away from there. Equal. So all I'm going to do now, I bought for $4.53, 0.66 Elrond that day. So let's just sum it up. We're just going to add everything in this row here. I'm going to add up all of the holdings. How much Elrond did I buy? Oops. All of the Elrond that I bought. Now I'm going to look at the price. I'm going to look at, okay, so for $13,500 over 2 years, which you do the math, this is a little bit more expensive, guys, for some of you guys, but it works out. Can you find 13,000 over 2 years? Okay, I need to stop this equal crap. Okay, per year invested equals this number divided by 2. Per month equals this number divided by 12. 562 a month. That's a little high for a lot of people, but if you have $13,000 sitting in a savings account, $10,000 sitting in a savings account, this is the best thing you could possibly do. And when you see the profits, you're going to be like, I think you're going to be shocked. Equals for the total of $13,500, you bought 9,423 Elrond. If you multiply that price, those total holdings by the price, what do you have? Let's find out. You're currently sitting on a portfolio value of $685,000 profit. Now you see how $562 really isn't that much to invest per month. Equals your total portfolio value minus how much you invested. You're sitting on a profit of 671,000 percent gain. All we do is take this number divided by total invested. You're up 49x or 4,972%. Okay. And your average buy-in, how much did you buy each Elrond for? However, okay, equals, again, 13,000 divided by 9,000. Because that's how many holdings I have. $1.43. And Elrond is sitting at $72. Well, let's see how far it's actually dumped since its all-time high. So you would still be massively up, not even looking at the price. Most people lost money on Elrond at this point. But it was at $250 and it dumped 79%. It's still down 70% from the all-time high. Like, again, for context, 35% is all the traditional markets dumped at the end of 2020. This thing is down double that amount, and you'd still be massively up just using a product by saying, how much do I buy today? I can tell you how much you buy today, $4.64 of it. That is it. Let's prove it. 4,900%, 143. To have $680,000 sitting in a portfolio, could you afford to do that? Let's just find out where that is. Let's pull that down. 1.43. That's your average buy-in. Even though you've bought more, you've literally spent more days buying all of these days. All of these days you've bought Elrond. Somehow, your average price that you bought was right here. Now, let's prove it. What was it again? 4,900%. Let's see if that's proper. Just gonna take a percentage tool. 4,900% right there. If I wanted to be perfect, I could, don't care. So within 20% if I really care. Looks like it even moved up a bit. What is it sitting at right now? Maybe I'm not right on the other one. But either way, it's within 20% of what I just showed you. I think it's because I'm lower here, actually. So yeah, I mean, look at how close that is to the line. So that being said, 4,900% is how much we're up, and you would have only invested $13,000. You're sitting on $671,000 portfolio now over a period of 2 years. Can you afford to do that? 2 years. That's it. 2 years of your life. Like, I've never seen anything like this. And we really worked hard on that math. And it wasn't me. I'm not a mathematician, statistician. And this is officially a product of economy now. So it is, and I'm one of the trainers. So that being said, it's an exciting tool. If you have any questions or you want to get access to it or you don't have access to it yet, we are currently working on the back office so we can have the API the moment that you get started with the company, right? You'll be able to get access to it. If you have any questions or you're new on this call and you want to learn how to get access to this tool, it is so essentially this whole economy, starter package is $99 per month, but you do the math, 2 years at $99 would cost you $2,400. So $2,400. Is it worth it? $2,400 of 2 years to have access to a tool that can make you this type of money on just one product, or even $90,000 on one product for $1,500 invested? And that's obviously not the only product in economy. There are 6 others in that package, or 5 others, excuse me. We have 7 products total. There are 5 other products in that company that deal with all sorts of financial markets. But the product itself, this product is worth more than what you pay for, just based on the numbers. Like, it's hard to lose, period, unless you're not disciplined. So the only way that this thing fails is if you pick a product that goes to zero, literally. Like, even with products like ADA, it went down 98.7%, and you'd still be way, way up. But yeah, let me go ahead and share my screen here. And this is the final thing I want to share, right? So the rules of dollar cost averaging are that you must remain disciplined, you don't try to outsmart the market, and you invest same day and preferably same time. So for example, like if you choose to invest once per week, go ahead and do that using the tool. Just put it on a weekly chart. And then you just either multiply it by 10x if you have more money per week that you want to invest versus like 1x, which would be the same price you saw. But essentially, you're just going to be disciplined. You have to do it every week at the exact same, within a time frame of like 4 hours, I would say. So as Benjamin Graham once said, such a policy will pay off ultimately, regardless of what is begun, provided that it is adhered to conscientiously and courageously under all intervening conventions. In other words, if the market looks expensive, you still have to make your scheduled investment. The same goes for when the markets are crashing. So that being said, this guy was the mentor of Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett's considered one of the greatest investors of all time, probably because of his discipline. I think he's missing the boat on cryptocurrency because it threatens his current market structure and what's made him rich. He doesn't want to understand. He doesn't need to. All of the money he's ever made was in traditional markets. Why doesn't he even know all this crap? Do you understand where I'm coming from? That being said, he still is a smart dude who's been very, very extremely disciplined in moving sides. And so Benjamin Graham was the guy who mentored him. And even he straight up saying this thing is great if you adhere to it conscientiously and courageously. So it's hard sometimes when Matic is down from where you started to continue investing. But if it's a sound product, even if it came up 10% from the bottom, 20% from the bottom, you'd be in massive profits. And that's really what we're after, guys. We're after helping you to create an income, and better yet, a retirement for yourself and your family. So if anyone in your family is interested or wants to learn more about this product, if you want to share this thing, you can actually start to earn some money as an affiliate in our company, which I know some of you guys already know. And you will pay you out essentially every single month you share this with someone. Just at the $99 level, we'll pay you out $22.50 per month on each individual, and you can just use that, right? And if you enroll 10 people, because it's easy to enroll into something like this, you just get them on this call, right? If you enroll 10 people, That's an extra income of what, 220 bucks a month, which in all honesty is more than enough to create an income for yourself investing in just one of these products. In the case of Matic, per month, that was $87. You can invest in two separate products here. In the case of Elrond, you would just invest half of what you invested here. Either way, I mean, the math works out. It's honestly kind of hard to lose, even though we're way, way down. So do we have any questions? Do we have any people in the chat that have anything that they want me to go over, cover real quick before we hop off? How many cryptocurrencies can you do with the 99? Are you asking with the 99 as in like if you purchase it for $99 a month? You can have the indicator. The indicator is yours to use. You can literally have it up, watch, for Elrond, for Matic, for ANC, for Mir, for Algo RAM, for Raven, for XLM, for Ocean, for SHIB, for blah, blah, blah. It's an indicator. You just have to get access to it because it's a private indicator. But once you have it, you can use it on any crypto you want, period. It's not duplicating. I believe you pronounce your name Tanya, but I'm gonna say Tanja because that's how you spell it. But yeah, no, it's not duplicated. It's just an indicator. So from here on out, you just screw the chart. Here's what I'm gonna do. Bam. Okay, how much do I invest today? $15.76. Okay, awesome. Done. That's it right here. So it doesn't duplicate. It's just an indicator. It's kind of like any other indicator, except ours is way cooler. For example, right? If I have one, let's just do RSI, right? Like, look, there's another indicator. Super trend's another. Let's do stuff that goes down to the bottom, right? MACD. See that? These are indicators. This is just another indicator, except this indicator doesn't lag, and it just tells you how much to buy. It's a really simple tool to use to essentially create some lasting wealth for yourself. Any other questions? And reach out in Telegram if you want to get started, because I know that I invited you. So do Matic XRP. I don't know what RSI is. I'm assuming that's an indicator, but yeah, as many as you want. Yeah, I mean, if you have, let's say 50 grand sitting on the sideline, it's 20 grand. You have some dry powder, right? If you want to sell out of all of your crypto and just start doing this from scratch with 10 new coins, go ahead and do it. But once you do it, make sure that you're committed for at least a year to a year and a half to that product and to the discipline of keeping it consistent. Okay, that's what's important. It's actually more important than anything else. Otherwise, dollar cost averaging doesn't work. Does it work in all markets? Samuel, it does not work in Forex because that's a completely different market. It doesn't work in contracts, futures, options, obviously. When you're talking all markets, I'm assuming you mean stocks. Stocks, yes. However, stocks just don't. I haven't back tested enough with stocks. So like with Tesla, for example, right? Today you would invest $1.47. When it dumped, you would have invested $3.39. I'm sure that works out well. It doesn't look like you're investing a ton into Tesla, so I would just multiply it by 10. And now you know how much Tesla shares. The problem with these is when you buy a share of Tesla, you can't just invest $14.73 into a $600 share because you can't buy fractional shares. Does that make sense? Like you have to buy a share. So I wouldn't be able to buy Tesla. If you went with smaller stocks, sure, but you can buy contracts with gold and silver, and I've looked into that. It works pretty well. Then again, these markets move a bit different, so I'm a little bit weary of investing in these types of products with a product like this. This is why I'm just sticking with crypto. I highly recommend you stick with crypto, period. Let's see here, but it does work. I've tested it on gold, and it's pretty nuts. Okay, does anyone have any more questions? Ugh. What's also really, really cool is it never populates the same two numbers for anyone. So for example, 2625 would look different the second time I pull it up. Let's see, watch. 264. So if I multiply that by 10, 20, oh, I guess it did on this one. Typically, each one of these numbers is going to be 100% different. So I think I have to delete one and then I pull it up. If I pull it up for you, for example, on yours, it's going to look different. If it's all on the same computer, it's going to look the same. But if, for example, you pulled it up and you did the 10x, you might see 2432, or the next person might see 2429. The next person might be seeing 2531. Overall, it's going to average out. We're all going to be buying close to around the same amount, but this just keeps us safe from brokers, or better yet, exchanges seeing all of the, if we get thousands of people using this tool, large volume and transactions all at the same price, it's easy to trade against you, or better yet, just dump a market because they see a lot of people are buying it. So it's easy to trace when everyone's buying the same amount. It's a lot harder to trace when people are buying random amounts that are even within dollars. So that's something that actually protects us that we've implemented. It's called a randomizer. Minimum 12 months investment, 99 month, get no need to enroll others, but can. Exactly. So if you want to, you can. Highly recommend it. It's obviously an affiliate type deal. You can build a team and you will earn if your team starts to share this thing. It's that type of a structure. But you don't have to. I mean, if you just use this tool alone, you're going to get rich. And I shouldn't say that from a legal standpoint, but I've looked at almost every single pair that I have here, and there's not a single instance where you'd be, foolish to use it. I mean, it's just too good. It works way too well. We're way down from the all-time highs, and we're still massively in profit on most of these tokens. The numbers and math on these guys, I mean, at their all-time highs would have been actually double or triple what these prices are that you're seeing here. So you would have actually had more like 1 point some million on that one. Matic, you would have had like $300,000, $400,000 in profit, and you're still sitting in massive profits just using this tool. So sometimes it actually pays off when you get to a brand new all-time high to like a really way up. And I'll start to guide everyone on when to get out too, which I have in the past in the Pumponomics group. But essentially, if you just pulled out, 20% of your position whenever you reach another, 20 to 30, 50% up from the previous all-time high, that's a really smart move. You're going to have more money and ammo and gunpowder to reinvest and disperse into other cryptocurrencies. And where I would start is about either in the very beginning of the inception of a crypto, right? Which, because as you can see, it eventually pays off. Or I would start investing when we're down at least 40 to 50% from the all-time high. Well, guess where we're at right now in the majority of cryptos? About more than 40 to 50% down from the all-time high. So that's right now would be the perfect time to use this tool. Make sure if you're in the company and you're actually promoting it, have a goal to set, a goal for 2. Not hard. Reach out to 5 people. Guaranteed you can get 2 on.